Welcome to Sermons on the Side. I'm Brad.
And I'm Richard.
And life can move pretty fast, so we're here to slow down, dig deep, and find the story hidden in everyday moments.
With years spent in ministry, friendship, and navigating real life together, we're all about blending humor, honesty, and faith into conversations that meet you right where you are.
So whether you're brand new or you're back for more, we are so glad you are here.
So relax, listen in, and let's discover meaning together.
In the ordinary, the messy, and everything in between.
Sermons on the Side, finding meaning in the everyday. And his email was just classic. And he was just, "Oh, Richard," and because I'm reading the email thinking of his accent. He says, "I am so done with this team. This team, they're killing me.
They're killing me,
Richard." and he's just like, they're an embarrassment. I mean, we put all the money into these guys. We're loyal fans, and all they do is break our hearts. So this email is just a rant.
This email could be for 2025. I mean, shout out Lynn. Where you at?
Well,
No, I'm kidding. Come one, come all, grab a cup of coffee and sit down and enjoy this episode of Sermons on the Side. How about that for an intro voice?
Boy,
Did you like
I tell
that?
you what, man,
That's good stuff.
You need to be on one of those, voice talent commercials.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
one of these days you.
What just happened?
I was going to say a commercial and nothing came out. I was going to be like, ask your doctor about, and then nothing that I could think about was like appropriate. All right, anyways, dude, you look like you are having a good day.
Is there a glow
There's a
about
glow,
me?
brother. There really is.
Why would that be?
I think it has to do with all of this Mississippi State Bulldog gear that you are
multiple
repping.
items here on the table and on my person.
Who is a happier Bulldog, you or me?
Man, I tell you what, it was our night to shine on Saturday night.
Congrats.
Just this Saturday past. And beat a highly ranked team in the final seconds of the game. It was wonderful. We've been through a lot.
Yes,
over
you
the
have.
last few years.
And I think just a few episodes ago, you're on record of saying you're expecting 2 wins.
2 wins.
Coach, you're there.
I'm already
2-0.
2 weeks
You can
in.
lose every game the rest of the season, and you'll be happy.
People will be like, "He's a genius."
I'm just kidding.
How did he know? But we have a really good chance of not totally embarrassing ourselves for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it might be 4-0 by the time conference play comes around.
It could happen. Thank you for noticing that.
Hey, good stuff.
Like I said, this shirt that I'm wearing, this is the 3rd time I've worn it in public since Saturday night. And yes, I've washed it in between.
You take it off. You throw it immediately in the washing machine.
Yes.
And as soon as it's done drying, right back on.
Exactly. Give me my moment. Anyway, enjoying that. Thank you for the shout out.
You are very welcome.
Good stuff.
Oh, dude, speaking of sports, shout outs.
Oh,
Dude,
lay it on us.
I had one of the greatest moments that I have honestly ever had.
For real?
That happened last night.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Do you
Gotcha.
remember I told you that I had some tickets to this season ticket holder event that the Columbus
Yeah.
Clingstones were doing?
And of course, the Clingstones being our minor league team
Our
that we
double A
support,
affiliate of the Atlanta Braves.
and
Yep.
we support them. You went to a ton of games.
Well, we've
Took
gone
the
to a
kids.
couple games
We
together.
were together multiple
That's
times.
right.
So anyway, but I thought that their last home game of the season was recently. What was this?
Yeah,
all about?
it was. Their last home game was Sunday. This is the final week. Unfortunately, we're away. But the last home game in Columbus happened this past Sunday. Well, on Monday night, they had a batting practice event where you could come and you could take live BP. Now, that's all that I knew. That's all that I
Okay.
knew. And so I had reached out to them, was like, hey, can I bring my family? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. And so me and a friend and like our family and another friend showed up. And anyways, it was this super awesome event. Picture this.
Okay.
We get to go onto the field, into the dugout,
Whoa.
Okay, and we're hanging out in the dugout.
Seriously.
And there's all sorts of like Clingstone employees, right? Well, one of them is feeding a ball into a pitching machine that's pitching at 60 miles an hour into the batting cages. And you put on helmet, you're grabbing a wood bat, and they're saying, good luck.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Which sounds awesome, but I don't know how to gauge that 60 mile. Tell us about that.
It could have been 160, Coach. I mean, it was coming in hot. No, it wasn't that bad because it was all the way back at like the very edge of the mound.
The back edge of the mound? Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't elevated,
good.
but it was. Anyways, the first few, I was just kind of poking the bat out just to make sure I was getting contact. And I actually got a hold of one or two. And
did you?
I probably swung and missed more on my second go around.
Okay.
Because I was getting a little bit more confident. And I was like, I'm going to start really hacking. That's when I pulled my back out, Coach.
Oh, brother.
No, not really. But okay, so the second time I'm going through, I'm waiting in line. I'm going to go again.
Was it like super crowded, by the way?
No, not really.
Okay,
I bet
that's nice.
Not at one point there was more than 20 people in line. So we're just waiting. Kids are having a blast.
It's not bad.
My 2-year-old, Shep, goes, I want to go hit with Dad. And I go, what? I said, come on, buddy. And I've already seen one guy go up there with his kid, and the guy will obviously stop feeding him into the pitching machine. He'll walk around very close to the home plate and start just underhand soft tossing them, okay? Whoa. And so I go out there with Shep.
Now does he get his own helmet
and everything? We have 2 helmets on. Bruh. We have a wood bat that Buzz already can't even pick up. So I'm helping him.
Yeah.
And Lisa comes out there. She's taking some photos, and we start hitting the ball. And then the guy that's pitching says, hold on a second, motions to Lisa and says, hey, you need to come out here with me, which was not where anybody was regularly standing. Because
you're on the infield grass at this point.
And he goes, because his little face is priceless. Well, sure enough, Lisa comes around, and he's just got this big smile on our face. So we get done with that. Sweet moment. I mean, a dad goal.
This is an epic thing.
Just an unbelievable. Well, this guy that's been standing by the first base, like by first base. He's in foul territory, but he's really close to first base, so a little bit further off. But he's got one of those really long, like 2-foot long, professional looking, like sports cameras that you would see at like
on the sidelines
of a ball game that's capturing a cool moment. Well, he comes up to me and he goes, hey, man, give me a second. I'll come over to you. And I think I got some good pictures of you and your son.
Seriously.
And I went, what? Dude, that's awesome. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm going, because he's decked out in Clingstone's gear. I'm like, okay.
They're going to say, probably for only
$25. But, Coach, I was in such a good mood.
Take my money.
I'd pay $50 for those photos, okay? So, sure enough, I sit down next to this guy in the dugout, and he's pulling up his phone. He's getting them he's got the camera, he pulls him over to his phone, and then he asks, do I have airdrop? And I'm like, yeah, I do have airdrop. And so and as he's like airdropping them to me, I'm like, are you an employee? Or he's like, nah, dude, I'm just a dad. I was taking pictures of my kid, and I saw that was a sweet moment with you, so I wanted to grab some. Dude, first of all, I was like, well, you're the nicest person on planet Earth. Oh, my goodness. You must have really been listening to sermons on the side and those giving episodes that we had a couple of episodes. I'm kidding.
Last waffle fry. Check it out. It's a great episode.
But dude, when the first photo that pops up on my phone from this airdrop, the words out of my mouth were, no way. Because it was the sweetest photo that I have ever seen of me and my son. A Mount Rushmore photo of all time. And I sent it to you probably not minutes after I got it. And dude, it's just me and Shep, and he's just got this big grin, and you can see the balls coming into frame, and I'm trying to hit it with the bat, and he's just along for the ride. Dude, anyways, thank you for letting me share an unbelievable dad moment, a core lifelong memory, I believe, for Shep.
I agree.
And all thanks to the Columbus Clingstones. It was an incredible event. Oh my goodness, it was awesome. So
I encourage everybody I know all around the country, if you're listening to this at the time that this episode comes out, it's kind of the end of baseball season.
Yeah.
But I got to recommend to anybody around the U.S., next season, find you a minor league team nearby and support it, because it is so cool. We as a community around here in Columbus, Georgia, It's been off the charts.
It really has been. And just real quick, a couple episodes ago, I think I might have been last episode, I was shouting out a bunch of birthdays. I have a ton of friends that have September birthdays. My daughter and I both have September birthdays. But as it relates to presents versus experiences, Lisa and I have really tried to steer away from just buying the next toy or buying the next thing, and really kind of trying to lean into the experience gifting, specifically with our kids. And although that had nothing to do with a birthday or with a present, that experience was worth a truck filled with toys. And so if I can just encourage a listener right now that's going, hey, I might not have a 2-year-old kid, or maybe I don't live next to a minor league baseball team. There are experiences out there that we can have with different people, with friends, with family, with people that I think even right now are coming to mind. And so instead of buying them something, let's go spend time together. And if you're like me, your spiritual gift is forgetting to take a photo of the moment. Force yourself to take a photo of the moment. Document it. Let's build an altar of thanksgiving for these big things in our life. Come on now. I'm preaching. Let's experience life together.
Wow.
Oh, live in the freedom that God has given us through the sacrifice on the cross.
Son! Bruh, thank you.
Coach, I'm ready.
That
I'm
is
ready.
So good.
I'm ready for the sermons on the side. I mean, I'm just so ready.
Are you ready? All right. Well, listen, the sermon on the side for today, or for this episode, it begins with something that you or our listeners might not be 100% familiar with. It begins with one of the Super Bowls.
Oh, okay.
Many years ago. Super Bowl 37.
Okay, shout out.
Okay. So this Super Bowl was a battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Giants.
Okay.
Okay, so this was back in the day.
It's like that good defense that the Ravens had.
One of the best ever.
Yeah, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, all them boys.
Yes, exactly. Ray Lewis ends up being the MVP of this Super Bowl. I was living in New York State, just 70 miles north of New York City.
Okay.
And I was, just this Southern boy stuck among all the Yankees, having a great time. These folks just...
Stuck among all these Giants fans, as it were.
Tons of Giants fans, yeah. These are just great folks. But I had this one friend, his name was Mark, and Mark Marinelli is his name. Maybe he's out there. One day he'll hear this.
Shout out, Mark.
Love you, Mark. Big Giants fan.
Okay.
As many words. It was either Giants or Jets, that kind of thing up in that area. And so, of course, the Giants fans were thrilled because, hey, we're in the Super Bowl, and they had a really good playoff run. But they ran into a buzzsaw in that defense that you're referring to, and so they got smoked in the Super Bowl. I mean, it was 34-7 was the final
Can you do
score.
with football like you can do with baseball?
I cannot. I cannot. We're going to tease that out, and we'll circle back to that some other episode.
Have we not? We haven't
never
introduced
gone through that. I mean, you want to tell them what it is?
I mean, put a pin in this one, Coach, and we'll come back to it, listener. Richard is an encyclopedia as it relates to baseball and World Series. We'll come back to it.
The national pastime.
Oh, okay.
But
you're just prepared for this sermon on the side. You're not just okay. I got it.
I dug up some of the info.
Okay, fair play.
I remembered the generalities, but I'm like, I think I need some details.
Okay, fair play.
I'm gonna do my homework, bro.
You're doing good, dog.
So anyway, Mark Marinelli and all my Giants friends that lived up there, and you and I have a mutual couple of mutual friends, the Orenstein family.
Yeah, all the Orensteins. Yeah.
Awesome people from Jersey originally, huge Giants fans, and God bless them. Faithful, loyal Giants fans.
They've endured a lot.
Oh man! But anyway, so Mark and all my Giants fans friends were just really disappointed in how that Super Bowl turned out.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just kind of like, it just hurts, It was just painful to kind of live with until the next season starts.
Sure.
And so it rolls around to the opening weekend of the NFL, and Giants fans, rightly so, are pretty optimistic. They're like, we had the Super Bowl team last year, not winners, but they made it to the big game. And they felt like it was going to be a good year, and they were opening the season on Monday night, the very first game.
Monday Night Football.
Exactly. Bum, 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 bum.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Dude, that was
chills.
outstanding,
Thank you, man. Thank you. I mean, that's the type of production that you don't get with other
Right?
podcasts.
I'm telling you.
We do voiceovers
And you know
here,
what?
everything.
No extra charge
No,
for that.
yeah, that one was free.
It just comes along with the
Now, the next one,
basic package.
the next one, that'll be worth a coffee. You can go to our Buy Me a Coffee page.
So anyway, Giants opening up. They're going to be in Denver. So they travel to Denver, and they're opening up on Monday Night Football. All my Giants fans are still smarting from the Super Bowl loss, but they're very hopeful for the start of the season. And on that Monday night, oh no, they get crushed again.
Oh, no.
And it's Monday Night Football is on way too late. But I mean, the final score was 31-20. Not even as close as that sounds.
Okay.
I mean, they looked bad.
Oh, not a Super Bowl team.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the last two experiences, watching the Giants, seeing them either just getting their hats handed to them in the Super Bowl, and then it happens again. So my friend Mark Marinelli,
Okay.
he sends me an email Monday night after the game. Now,
email?
The reason is because there wasn't such a thing as texting
Oh,
at
my
the time.
word. Did y'all
maybe
watch this game in black and white?
No, it may have happened. It may have, texting might have been around, but it had not hit
Mainstream.
Poughkeepsie, New York.
Okay. Shout out emails in Poughkeepsie.
So he sent me this email. I didn't even read it till the next morning before work. And his email was just classic. And he was just, "Oh, Richard," because I'm reading the email thinking of his accent. He says, "I am so done with this team. This team, they're killing me.
They're killing me.
They're killing me, Richard." and he's just like, they're an embarrassment. I mean, we put all the money into these guys. We're loyal fans, and all they do is break our hearts. So this email is just a rant.
This email
right?
could be for 2025. I mean, shout out Lynn. Where you at? No, I'm kidding.
Well, listen, I'm just taking it, and I'm just
bless
like,
his
oh,
heart.
Bless Mark's heart. I might have to hook up with him later in the week,
Please.
just to, just some after game care.
Oh, that was after game care.
After game care.
Oh, I
That's
love
a thing.
that.
We need to
As a Mississippi
hashtag.
State fan,
Right,
I know
yes.
you know what that means.
This is where I live, people.
After game care. Oh, I love that.
But
That's excellent.
No, but here's the thing. So I get up that next morning and I read that email and I feel for my brother.
Yeah.
And then it's time for me to kind of get going about my day. And that day started like any other Tuesday that that we had ever had. But this happened to be Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. And most people will remember that was the day of the terrorist attacks on the United States.
Yeah. Not like every other Tuesday.
Exactly. The most different of all Tuesdays that most of us have ever experienced. The Twin Towers in New York City, the Pentagon in D.C., and then the plane that went down in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So we started the day just normal, and by, I guess it was about 8:45, 8:46, everything changed. And that was because that's the moment that first 8:46 was that morning was the first plane hitting that first tower.
Yeah.
And most of us really knew by 9:03 when the second plane hit, okay, this wasn't an accident.
Right.
And so when I say that a normal Tuesday changed, what really happened is that the entire world as we know it changed that morning and has never been the same since. Of course, we lived there so close to New York City, and even though it was like a 1 hour super train or like super fast train ride into the city, everybody in our communities knew someone who worked in the city. And many people in our community knew someone that worked in the towers. And so there was only 2, maybe 3 degrees of separation for all of us in terms of actually losing someone perishing in this attack. And it was just the most, as many people will remember that morning,
Yeah.
it was the most surreal thing that's ever happened to me, or that I've ever been, didn't happen to me, but that I experienced in a community, in a state, in a nation, in our nation. And so, I just remember sitting at the dinner table that night with my kids, and I had gone. My kids attended a Christian school in the community there, and I had gone to the school to just be there and be available to the faculty and the staff and any of the students that might need some help. And of course, it was still a little too fresh, and nobody understood what was going on. But I spent most of the day there at the school, and then brought the kids home. But that evening, we're sitting around the dinner table, and I remember my kids are going to grow up in a world where people fly airplanes into buildings as an act of war, and I just thought there's nothing, how to, and very shortly after that, this phrase came up of the new normal. I don't know if you, and that was a phrase I said, we were just in those early days and weeks and months, really. What in the world are we what is life going to look like?
Man, I remember so vividly life changing really quickly. I was in elementary school at the time, so it's very hard for me to remember a lot of the specifics. Yeah. I do remember very quickly that day being very different, and we had pulled out TVs and we were trying to see different things that were on the news. I can't recall if teachers guarded our classroom a little bit more with news coverage versus others, but
because you were quite young.
I was either second or third grade, but by the time that second tower had hit by mid-morning, I mean, our Christian school made the call, and all parents came and picked us up by lunch.
Gotcha.
And that evening, we had a church service at the church that we were going to that was more packed than I had ever seen a Christmas service, an Easter service. I mean, there was more people in that service. And I think we might have even had like 2 or 3 the remainder of the week that were just as packed. I mean, and you talk about Sunday morning experiences moving forward. I mean, you hate to call a tragedy, you hate to even try to come up with a positive out of a tragedy like that, but there was this response to church, to getting involved with the church out of that moment. And
it just was. It just was. And so there's so many things I remember about that day and the weeks following, but there was something really interesting that happened just a few days later at one of those kind of gatherings in our church. Prayer gathering, the whole thing. Mark was there, my friend, my Giants fan friend. And, and so we were talking after the prayer gathering. And Mark came up to me. He said, "You remember the email I sent you Monday night?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. We don't know whether to chuckle or what." But Mark said one of the most profound things I've ever heard about that, and referencing what we had been discussing before Tuesday morning, all about the Giants. And Mark said, "Isn't it amazing how much we cared?" And he was talking about the Giants. And he was talking about how bad the Super Bowl was last January or the previous January, and how mad he was Monday night when he went to bed. And then he said, "Isn't that profound? Isn't that just so pointed?" That he said, "I can't believe how much we cared about that when the very next morning this happened to us, to our state, our city, our nation." And I thought, but that is so how life works, I believe. That the things that are a part of our life that we enjoy, that we care about, and they're not necessarily inherently a bad thing or nothing like that. But it is, to use Mark's words, it's amazing how much we care about things that we enjoy or that we just chose to have a particular affection for.
Right.
And then something happens. And suddenly, without even trying, without saying, I should make a change here, all the priorities of life get rearranged.
Instantly.
instantly. And now the priorities are what they should be. It's like what really does matter rises to the top. And we, in moments like that, and we say, I mean, you can't stop hugging your kids, and then you start hearing stories of parents that were lost in the towers and things like that. And so it just was this huge wake-up call for so many of us. And I felt like when I think about that, when I remember the story, and, it's not lost on us that the day this episode drops is September 11th. It's a Thursday in the year 2025. And it was 24 years ago on this date that this horrible thing happened, and so many people's lives have changed in the 24 years since, and we know this living in a military community.
Yeah.
There's an Army base right here in Columbus. And so I just think that life and tragedy and really intense times do have that effect of reordering what matters and what's important in our life. And we should roll with it when it happens. But it's not just, I think, especially on September 11th, I think about how that is true about our faith life as well. And that in our connection to God, our relationship, like our ongoing journey of faith with God and other people of faith that are on the journey with us, it's amazing how even in that context, we can begin caring about things that really shouldn't be at the very top of the list. And so maybe, really, and it's my heart for this conversation, is that we could be reminded, and I think it's appropriate on this day, that we be reminded that we should probably regularly push the pause button and do an assessment.
Yeah.
Do an assessment about the things we care about. We were joking just earlier about my team, the Mississippi State Bulldogs, and how much I had a good time with that win, and it's a fun part of my life. But as it relates to life in general and how I distribute my time and my attention and my energy and my investments, but also with my faith life, I want that discipline of regularly pausing and saying, how's that priority list looking right now?
Yeah.
About what I'm caring about. Any thoughts?
Yeah,
on that?
Something that really stands out to me with what Mark told you just in the days and a few hours after this horrible event is how he referred to it as, isn't it interesting how much we cared? And it had already happened for him. The switch had already taken place. Yes. And I'm imagining it took place for everybody, certainly in New York. And I feel pretty confident that it happened nationwide. And it's so awesome to have this conversation on this day. And for anybody that might be 1 or 2 degrees of separation from somebody that was lost on that day 24 years ago, our hearts are with you today.
That's right.
And I do think it's interesting how we refer to this day throughout the years as never forget.
Yeah, that's
always remember. Those are kind of the phrases that we'll use around this time. And it fits into kind of this broader conversation we've been having over the last several weeks and months of just remembering what God has done for us. And when we do that, our priorities shift. A scripture that comes to mind for me is Romans 12, when we're given the instruction of do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that through testing you may discern the will of God, what is good, what is acceptable, what is the perfect will of God. And I do think that there's room in our lives to enjoy sports and to get together with one another and have those experiences that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
But but for it to consume you in a way that at least it sounded like it did Mark on that Monday night. And if we're all being honest with ourselves,
Been there, right?
been there, and if we're being extra honest with ourselves, might currently be there. You know, we just have kicked off a brand new season, and everybody's team can still, quote unquote, win the national championship. And then that's all well and good. Yeah. But if there were ever to be another national tragedy, would your day look different tomorrow than it did today? And that's the question, is why? Why does it take a national tragedy for us to press into the Lord in a desperate, broken, beautiful way? Yeah. He's inviting us to do that today.
He totally is, yes. Gosh, that's well said. I have a verse I'd like to share that goes along with this conversation. It's Colossians chapter 3. And it starts with verse 1. It goes a few verses deep into this chapter, and it says, "Since you have been raised to a new life with Christ, set your sights on the realities of heaven, where Christ sits in the place of honor at God's right hand." Set your sights on the realities of heaven. There are other phrases, and in some other translations it says, set your affections, like to point your thoughts, your focus, your care. What do we care about? Set them on the realities of heaven, where Christ sits in the place of honor at God's right hand. Continuing on, verse 2 says, think about the things of heaven, not merely the things of earth. For you died to this life, and your real life is hidden with Christ in God. And it goes on. It's a great chapter, so I encourage everybody to spend some time in Colossians 3. It's some good stuff. But isn't that just sort of basic or just plain speaking in a way where God is directing us? Hey, listen, I'd like you to look up. I'd like you to be willing to ask yourself. We're going to call it the Marinelli, what do we call it, theory. The
Marinelli theory,
which is hard to say.
Oh, I actually love that.
The Marinelli theory, which is, isn't it amazing how much I care about? And then you just honestly fill in the blanks. Is that cool?
I love that. And that will absolutely be making an appearance in future episodes. So tuck that away, folks,
Yes,
if you're
indeed.
keeping notes at home. The Marinelli theory.
So this is totally our encouragement, is to go Colossians 3:1 on yourself.
Yes.
And filter things through that Marinelli theory.
And what a perfect time for this encouragement, brother. On this day, in this season. This is awesome, man. Thank you.
Right. Hey, and just want to just mention a plug because I always like to talk about a song. Knowing we were going to go in this direction, we put in our Sermons on the Side weekly Bible readings. Our reading for Thursday, September 11th, is Colossians 3. And the song that goes along with it is a rendition of an old hymn by an artist named Nicole Nordman, phenomenal writer and singer. And this is from many, many years ago. But it's there's a classic hymn, and the chorus says, "Turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace."
Yes.
I love that phrase, the strangely dim.
And the things of earth
Bring it.
will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. Amen.
So check out Nicole Nordman. Her version of that song is kind of an updated thing, but that's a beautiful. Thank you for breaking into song there, bro.
Hey, man! Thank you for bringing the Sermon on the Side. I am so encouraged.
The Lord is
This
with us,
This is a heavy day, but it is a good day.
Yeah,
And today we remember.
we do, and it is like you said. I think it's just an appropriate day, as an act of remembrance, to take this spiritual challenge and say, Lord, show me where my eyes and my affections are pointed. And I think good things can come out of that prayer.
Yeah, I do
right?
too.
So thank you to
stuff.
everybody. Indeed, indeed. So we want to wrap, especially since we've had such a serious conversation today. Would like to wrap with a segment that might bring a smile or a chuckle.
Oh, I love it.
And mostly chuckles at ourselves.
Okay, we're good at that.
Don't you think the healthiest people laugh at themselves, right? You know, the most
I think the
together-
healthiest people are like me and have somebody like you that I can just laugh at.
Laughing at is just a healing experience.
Just kidding. Yes, it is. Absolutely. We laugh with and at each other.
Oh, goodness. Robin Williams had a line in a movie once where he said to his coworkers, "We're not laughing at you." And you think he's going to say, "We're laughing
with you."
With you.
Yeah.
But he goes, "We're not laughing at you. We're laughing near you."
That's right.
About you. Anyway.
Okay, so lay it on me. What we got?
Okay, well, this segment is inspired by a meme that my wife sent me. And it is so cool that almost every time, right as we're sitting down to record, I mean, moments before I go and put my phone on Do Not Disturb, I look, oh, my wife has sent me a meme. And it's just so funny. She just... that's a big part of our relationship, sending memes back and forth.
Yeah, it's not
right?
scripture. It's not an encouraging prayer for our time together. Let me get your mind right.
Yeah.
Here's a goofy meme.
It is.
I
Totally
love
is.
it.
Well, a few weeks ago, right before we recorded, she sends me this meme, and it's about GPS in our car. When we're on our phone, as we get in the car, we put in the GPS so we get directions, right? So this meme says, and this is totally me and her, and the meme says, "I wonder how many how many wrong turns I've made." Because somehow my GPS thinks I know what 900 feet looks like. Isn't that great?
Yes.
I mean, every time it's 900 feet, and I go, wow, that's what
900
really?
feet when you're 20 miles an hour is way different than when you're 50 or 70.
Oh, my word.
Oh, that's excellent.
So I bring that up to pose the question of you and all our listeners. Do you have any GPS fail stories, or just some funny mishaps?
I've got
that came around GPS.
Yeah, well, I've got funny, maybe pre-GPS.
Oh,
maybe this is the reason why we have GPS.
It's you.
Yeah,
it was you.
It was me. No. So I think we actually did have GPS, but I was trying to be stubborn. I was a high school junior.
Go on.
And I was driving myself for one of the first times, and I was just trying to get back home. I think from school. I might have gone somewhere else. I can't remember, but it was a big deal for me to drive home by myself.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody remembers that time when you were
passage.
Yeah,
I'm a man now.
It couldn't have been school because it was later at night, because I remember it was like getting dusk and anyways. And so now I took a wrong turn somewhere.
Oh, man.
I needed a GPS to tell me where my 900 feet turn was. And now I've taken a couple of wrong turns, and I'm squinting out the, window, and where am I? I don't recognize anything anymore, to the point where I'm like, all right, I am going to have to call my parents. And first of all, it's embarrassing enough.
No, that's what you wanted to avoid, right?
Yeah, and so sure enough, about the time I'm about to place the phone call, what comes right behind me?
A policeman?
A policeman.
Really?
Whoop, whoop.
No.
Lights me up. I'm not speeding.
Okay, right.
I'm not. I don't know why he's pulling me over, but he's pulling me over. And so I go off on the side of the road, and he gets out of the car and he comes up to me, and first words out of his mouth are, "Son, is there a reason that you're driving in the dark without your headlights on?" Dude, I was in my stepdad's car, and it had those things where like the dash would light up.
So you're thinking maybe
But that's why it was hard to see, because I have my daggum headlights on. Anyways, I was like, "Oh, my bad, sir," and so I turned the lights off, or lights on. He clearly sees that I'm a lost child, even though I'm a tall, goofy-looking child. He goes, "Son, where are you trying to head to tonight?" I said, "Sir, I'm just trying to get home." And he's like, "Well, where's home?" And I tell him where home is, and I'm starting to tell him like streets, and it's it's in this neighborhood, and blah blah blah. And he goes, "In Georgia?"
Oh no! You're in Alabama.
I was in Alabama. I had crossed a bridge and never knew it. When he said in Georgia, I thought he was pranking me. I was like, "What do you mean? Yes, in Georgia?" And he's like, "Cause you're in Alabama." He told me to turn around, go up here, take a right, and I'm like 15 minutes away from home.
Man.
So, anyways, that's why we needed GPS.
Oh, that's so good. Hey, do you remember, and this is just me being old, that pre-GPS, there was this website called MapQuest.
MapQuest, you'd print those babies off?
You would print out instructions.
Yes.
And I would do these road trips.
Oh, man, they're four. You'd put them in a binder.
I need a spiral notebook of some, go to Staples and get this. But anyway, so you're driving, you're flipping pages. Oh, man.
We talk about distracted drivers on our phone. We had a daggum novel of MapQuest in front of our faces.
Print it out.
God. You'd be like, hey, man, turn the radio off so I can see real quick. Where am I supposed to turn? Why do we do that, by the way?
Dude, that is 100%.
That's a real thing.
Rhonda did that the other day. She's just pulling in the garage, and my mother-in-law parks on one side, Rhonda on the other. She just kind of want to get it in there fine. And we're actually listening to a Sermons on the Side episode. It was one of the...
She said, turn that off so I can see.
We're just listening just see if it's ready to roll.
Okay, yeah.
And so we're listening. She goes, pause it. I got to see better. And I'm like, but, okay. But
you said, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome,
just good
man.
stuff. So anyway, driving adventures, right?
Oh, indeed.
This was so much fun, man, as it always is.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, awesome Sermon on the Side. Awesome segment. And, man, we hope you guys have an incredible week. We hope you have an awesome... Oh, and by the way...
Whoa, we forgot to
This is
tease
called
out.
Burying the Lead. We have an unbelievable guest. Next week, we have a special interview for episode 35. Do we want to tee up anything else, or do we just want to tease it?
Well, we're not going to tell them who it is. But listen, this friend of ours, you will love hearing his story and hearing
awesome.
what he's up to. And he has some material. Do we say it that way?
Okay, I like it.
He produces some really awesome content and material, and there's going to be giveaways involved in next week's episode.
Yep, you got to come back, episode 35, and all you have to do is hit play, and then...
we're going to walk you through the whole thing. We're going to introduce you to this amazing guest, and we can't wait for you guys to meet him.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. Like we said, hope you have a great week. Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see you here again next week for episode 35 with our special guest. Blessings.
Talk to you next week. Oh, man.
All right, let's dive right in. We're recording.
Okay, that's good stuff. All right. One last sip.
Just announced. You just announced.
Yeah, I didn't just
I'm going to be taking a sip. One last sip.
Hey, everybody, just wants you to be aware.
Oh, my word.
About to sip. What is it? See, I did get some good responses to that. I had multiple listeners who said,
I bet.
We do that too. We announce, to whoever's in the room that we are getting up to go to the next room and what we're going to be doing and all that. So it made me feel good that I wasn't totally... Because I said, I think the name of the segment was, Is It Just Me? and
it's not.
It's not 100% just me. There are some others. So.
It's 100% you, but it's 100% not just you.
Not just me. That is it. That is a good thing.
All right, well, let's...
All right. Yeah. You okay to open her up?
Yep, let's do it.